Story to our Wisconsin and our Michigan State game. We're proud of our kids' play and how hard we worked. Love to have some possessions back that I know we'll learn from. Indiana, they're are a big matchup problem for everybody. Yogi is such a good player. I've been in this league 8 years now, and there's few point guards that I could say that are playing as well as he is. He made big shots. He made big passes. We were in a double team late on that 1-3-1 zone. He split the double team and got a layup for them. Really a high level IQ, can score, made big shots today. So our kids feel really bad about this, but we'll grow from it.
John, certainly a step forward for Zach, where, like you've been talking about, trying to get to the rim and do some different things. He looked very versatile on the offensive end.
He's doing much better at just picking his spots. We even saw a shot fake or two today, which was really big. So he's learning those things. I've given him a lot of latitude to explore these different options, to be so much more than a shooter. And he showed some of those things today. Plus he made some really tough outside shots that we needed at big times.
How much of that was him, and how much of that was you drawing stuff up for him?
A couple of them I drew up for him, and then some other things is just him now becoming more confident of playing off screens. He's been more of a spot-up guy, and that's the growth that we got to have with him so that we can get him open. We got to try and get him open, and then, of course, they put Yogi on him, so we try to get him in posting situations a couple times. One time we got a layup. His acumen for the game is growing every day, and that's part of we have to work at.
John, I'm assuming that last shot was drawn up for Zach, and something just got blown up.
We had a bunch of shooters on the floor. It's very tough in transition. You don't know what we try to get in a position, try to get him the first look, and then actually Mark was going to pop. He didn't pop, but he popped the second time, and then we went 1, 2, 3, and we got him open. So it's a thing. Yeah, you're looking for Zach, but they're not going to get Zach too open. So we found the next option. I was really proud of Aubrey because he made the right play by forwarding it to Muhammad.
John, can you share some thoughts on the passing of Dean Smith, what he meant to the game, and maybe some of the personal
I have a small personal story that it was really struck me is that my first year I was a junior college coach, and I went to Nazareth College to be the head coach, and I was there in the summertime. It was open gym, and not Will Sheehy. Will played here. Tom Sheehy, Will's uncle, showed up at the gym, and it was open recruiting, and so Dean showed up, and there I am, the coach at Nazareth, meeting Dean Smith. So it was a huge thing, and I saw Tom Sheehy, and I said, "Here he comes in the door." Dean immediately walked away from me and went to get a drink as Tom walked through the door. And then I said, "That was odd." He could have said hello to him on the way in, but I was a junior college coach, and he came back and he said, I couldn't be there when he walked in the door. I wanted to get away from him. So it was a great lesson for a young coach, a 29-year-old coach in integrity. And the more I hear about him, the more I see those same examples.
What did he mean to the game, both as a coach and as a social activist?
I didn't know a lot about his social activity until I heard about it today. I just think we all, I started studying to be a coach when he was, as good as there was. And so when he was at a clinic, we were there. His books, all these things, because he really he was an innovator in the game. I think we've heard that many times today.
John, what other steps forward did you see? I know you've been looking at Ricky and at Mark and trying to improve in the post, but they seem to take some steps forward today.
Yeah, with their total numbers were really good today. So I love that Mark could come in and get the offensive rebounds. And once again, they're not a great rebounding team, but it is a step for us to go and Ricky get the rebounds he had. When people switch screens like they do, we weren't going to try and do anything else. We were just going to try to throw it to those two guys as much as we could. Would like to have more success, but they're making big steps, and Spike Albrecht, particularly in the second half, made big shots, big foul shots for us. I mean, we had some great opportunities, but it's not too. We were 15-20 for the foul line. It seems like those 5 were big misses. I was talking about our foul shooting, but we had some other opportunities. I think that we could have been in that game, but the ball didn't bounce our way.
John, can you talk about Zach's game? He'd had a couple of
there's things that he's he's just growing, and he's got his head on right, and he knows that everybody has parts of their game they have to work on, and he realizes what some of those are, and he's working really hard at them. And so it showed today, taking the ball to the basket, which he was and selecting when the times to take it to the basket.
And even taking different kinds of shots, like that little baseline
Yep.
shot that he hit. That's
Yes.
not one he's taking.
No, that is playing in between game.
Yeah.
And so all these things.
Is that what's key for him? Is the in-between game shot? Or?
Well, yeah, that and being strong at the goal. But the key is shot fakes, ball fakes, landing on two, faking some more. He had one of those when he got to the foul line today.
What do you think was that, John? I guess just him going through this year and all the expectations that were there, and maybe not getting too down on himself. How have you seen him handle everything, and then maybe get a little payoff?
Yeah, he's had some emotion earlier in the year that was not good, that he would get down on himself, and now he's seen to handle it much more. He was passionate about winning this game today and talking to the team. That's the biggest issue with the young team, is we are very silent. It's hard for some guys to come out of that, and even as a sophomore, you say, hey, you got to talk. You're our most veteran player, and other than Spike, so he did that today.
He trailed throughout, but missing key layups when it
Yeah.
was 55-51. But he showed a lot of fortitude just hanging in there.
That's our story. We're getting a little tired of it, but it beats the alternative of giving in.
Yeah.
So we're making progress, even in we say growing in both victory and defeat. We don't like growing in defeat, but I believe we are.
John, a different look too. Was that a 3-2 zone?
No, at the end
or in the first half.
No, it was all 2-3, same thing. But we were trying to have some slides that could possibly get in the way of their 3-point shooting.
How much of that, not only Ricky and those guys scoring down there, but it just seemed like the ball was actually just getting into the paint far more than it has this year. Is that something they were doing, or is that a concerted effort?
We keep it stat, Brennan, on points after we got 2 feet in the paint, and it's like in the either the Michigan State game, we scored 2 points of possession when we put 2 feet in the paint. So we've been working on this in practice of driving the ball. We got a lot of shooters that aren't shot fakers or drive fakers, getting 2 feet in the paint and seeing your opponent. So for Rock to have 3 assists today, huge. So I was laughing today, or not laughing, but when they were talking about one of Dean Smith's great qualities that he started, everybody pointed to the assist guy. This is something that probably has fell off the way a little bit, but as a young coach in the 70s, we all pointed at a guy because that's what Dean's team did. And for us this year, I have to bring that back, and everybody make sure that everybody congratulates the assist guy, because it's hard to win without it.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Right, thanks.
You guys want